The 1950s was a really strange time. America was dealing with the fallout of the Second World War, and they were about to dive into another conflict. Meanwhile, the civil rights movement was gaining more momentum. The space race was just beginning, "In God We Trust" became our national slogan, and milk was being advertised as liquid gold. If you didn't know any better, you would think that milk was the cure to everything. Just keep in mind that these scientific experts were the same people that would tell you that smoking is actually good for you. Remember this before you engulf pounds of butter that the dairy industry told you to. Long before the slogan was created in 1993, got milk was a lifestyle. Now, if you clicked on this video, you came here for this nightmare fuel, and the legacy of this clown wasn't like any other. But in order to understand who this character was and why he was so influential, we first have to understand a darker truth about the dairy industry. To this day, a lot of people don't realize that there is a secret agenda. And that's what we're going to unpack today. Understanding this clown is critical to understanding the conditions of this time. There's nothing more democratic than bribing your favorite politician to do whatever you want. People talk about big pharma, but no one talks about big milk. This dairy marketing campaign took the nation by storm. Data points were cherry-picked from studies to highlight the positive attributes of milk. Studies were even published with the sole intention of making the milk industry look good. I hate to break it to you, but milk alone isn't going to save your brittle bones. A lot of the health benefits of milk are exaggerated propaganda. Now, I'm not saying milk is bad for you, but the way people viewed the dairy industry was largely influenced by propaganda. And a lot of these ideas can still persist today. I grew up believing that milk was the best way to make my bones strong. For a long time, a lot of people believed carrots were good for your eyes. But this was also a misrepresentation of the truth. Milk can be good for you, but other foods can do the exact same thing. Plus, hella people can't even digest milk. For my lactose-intolerant friends, if you could digest milk, God would have made you too powerful. It's clear that society was in a much different place than it is now. You know how you have a mailman? Your grandparents grew up with a milkman. They even made entire TV shows designed to sell you milk. And that's what brings us here today. We're here to talk about one of the weirdest shows that people just thought was normal back then. And it's about to get a little strange. Our story starts with the local Detroit legend, Milky the Clown. For all intents and purposes, this was Boomer Sesame Street. Except I don't remember Elmo trying to get you to buy gallons of milk. Because Elmo is not a sellout. But if you were from the Detroit area, Milky the Clown was the voice of a generation. Milky was a magical clown who represented a local dairy company called Twin Pines. Milky was played by this guy named Clarence Cummings, and his show featured a character named Creamy the White Rabbit. Yeah, you can't make this up. The clown's big slogan was that there is magic in Twin Pines milk. Let me get one thing straight. I do not like clowns. They scare the hell out of me. And I would not be watching a 1950s show called Milky's Movie Party. But people really resonated with this clown. They literally named a holiday after him. December 16th, 1960 became Milky the Clown Day. But that's not even the wildest part. Twin Pines was a cooperative, meaning that the Detroit dairy workers actually controlled the company. Everyone had a say in what they produced. The workers actually got to control and represent their own interests in the company. Keep in mind that this takes place after the Cold War. So even after all that communist Red Scare propaganda, your grandparents still might have fallen in love with the socialist clown. Follow the madness.